What is happening, fellow Cobras? Welcome back to the channel. We finally made it. It's out. I watched it. Judging by the title of this video, you've watched it as well. If not, then what the hell are you doing? Go put down the phone and go watch the season. But guys, calling the season finale of this year's installment of Cobra Kai insane is definitely the understatement of the year by far. The events that happened in this finale was absolute mayhem and pandemonium that really left me stunned after watching it for the first time. And heck, even going back to rewatch it again and again has just left me more and more confused, hyped, and excited at the same time for what's to come next. There were certainly moments during this season whether I didn't know if I wanted to yell, cry, jump up and down, or take a ride to my local bar and get in a fist fight. But based solely on the finale, this episode was jam-packed with intense moments from beginning to end, and it started off quite strong, leading us to believe that Kreese got killed trying to break up a prison fight. I mean, look at it this way, all we saw was Kreese getting shanked, and that was just really one of those moments where it's hard to tell how Kreese wasn't getting stabbed, because it looked pretty legit to me. Things then began to kick up a notch when the Miyagi Fangs all team up with Tori to head to the dojos to get their hands on some incriminating security footage to finally put an end to Cobra Kai. While on the other hand, Chosen, Johnny, and Mike Barnes then arrived at Silver's mansion to put a stop to him themselves. Even though it's quite obvious that they're all drunk as a fish, and Mike Barnes is on something even heavier. And we also see that with Daniel now stranded, he contacts Amanda to pick him up, but at that same moment, Stingray arrived at the LaRusso house to pick up Amanda and Carmen after learning of the Cobra Kai plan to break into the flagship dojo. The three of them would then locate and pick up Daniel and head straight for the dojo. And even while all this is unfolding, an all-out fight and brawl broke out at both locations of Terry Silver's mansion and the main Cobra Kai dojo. Chosen headed off to eventually take Silver on his own, while Johnny dealt with all the members of the Fist by himself, and Mike Barnes just got knocked out by a statue upon first fighting. As Chosen has now finally tracked down Silver, we finally get the battle of both of these two behemoths that we've been waiting all season for. This fight started off with just a simple hand-to-hand combat that showed each of these two karate masters' skills with just their fists. But eventually they would both decide to kick things up a notch, with Silver grabbing one of the swords and Chosen breaking out his dual sais. This was a neck-and-neck, back-and-forth battle between Chosen and Terry until Chosen finally got the upper hand on him, sweeping him off his feet, and Chosen hesitated for a moment and paid the price big time for it and got his back sliced from what myself and pretty much everyone else thought would be his inevitable death. Now the thing is with this finale, it consists of multiple different plot lines and fights happening all at once. So basically simultaneously as this Chosen versus Silver fight is all going down, Johnny was still holding his own against all members of the Fist, but they just eventually proved to be too much for him, and Silver even instructed them to finish Johnny while Silver headed off to the flagship dojo behind Sensei Kim to stop whatever was going on over there. Meanwhile, the kids formulated a plan to expose Silver for all that he's done by hacking into the server that holds all of Silver's security cam footage at the dojo that ended up breaking out in an all-out Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do / Eagle Fang brawl that was a fight for the ages. Thankfully for Miyagi Fang, the binary brothers of Hawk and Dimitri were able to find the footage holding proof of Silver rigging the tournament and began uploading the video to the Cobra Kai YouTube channel. The kids were thankfully also able to fend off the Cobra Kais for the time being until Daniel, Carmen, Stingray, and Amanda finally arrived while the footage was being uploaded on the TV in the dojo for all to see. And what's really important to note is that after seeing the footage, the Cobra Kai students no longer showed loyalty to Sensei Silver for what he did. And Silver then went on in a giant monologue explaining basically why he did it all. And while Silver's giving this speech, we cut back to his mansion where Johnny is pretty much on the brink of death from being beaten by the Fist. And it really wasn't until the ultrasound of his newborn baby fell out of his pocket and really kicked him into a high gear that he didn't even know he had, and dismantling the members of the Fist with little help from Mike Barnes, who woke up from being knocked out finally. After Silver's dramatic speech, him and Daniel proceed to just fight it out, where Daniel proves to now be a match for Terry using his own Quicksilver method that he learned in the Karate Kid 3 against him, which was absolutely shocking to see unfold on screen. Daniel had all the students and his family behind him during this fight, and after eventually beating him with ease, Silver's students would then remove all of their Cobra Kai gear as he lay dazed and confused on the mat, surrounded by broken glass. The aftermath of this whole thing going on at the dojo showed the cops arriving and everybody pretty much coming together in harmony after a hard-fought battle. Robbie and Tori would finally get back together in such a heartfelt scene, as well as Sam and Miguel, who finally tell each other that they love one another. Johnny would eventually arrive to the dojo in the limo with Barnes, and to my surprise, Chosen as well, who is of course still alive but still badly hurt. and we then see Silver walking out of the dojo in handcuffs with the police, with a pure look of defeat as he's placed into the cop car, staring at Daniel, Johnny, Chosen, and company. We then overhear the detective explaining to everyone that Silver is facing a litany of charges and that his lawyers are going to be very busy based on Stingray's revised statement on what happened the night he was nearly beaten to death. But what's really intriguing and important here is that Johnny says that he hopes Silver and Kreese will end up cellmates in prison, but then the detective asks if he heard what happened to Kreese, and Kreese is then revealed to be faking his own death by using melted jello of all things as fake blood from his stabbing, and was able to successfully escape prison and walk away a free man. But now the question that everybody is asking, where do we even go from here for Cobra Kai? Because this entire season really felt like it was building up to the end of the franchise, or at least just this series as a whole. But then again, this finale proved that this show is definitely far from over as well, especially now that Kreese is walking free now. Who knows what he's going to be up to? Is he going to be up for revenge? I think that's definitely likely to happen. And he's also going to be on the run from the police, because just because Kreese would eventually be walking free because of the events that happened with Silver, he still escaped from prison, which is still an incredibly serious offense. But like, the question now is not even about Kreese, it's where do we even go in this story with Daniel, Johnny, Chosen, and the rest of the kids? My best is that we're going to be eventually building up to the Sekai Taikai Global Tournament, still as it was even building up towards the latter half of the season. Mostly because the creators don't bring anything into the storyline that won't get paid off in the future, or at least play a significant role in the future of the show. But another question to ask ourselves is, would Miyagi-Fang even bother competing now with Cobra Kai and Silver presumably being gone now? Because it's really hard to see the show going on without Cobra Kai existing. After all, it of course is the name of the show. But my best guess as far as that is concerned is that Kreese is going to want to reclaim Cobra Kai for his own. And I really think that he's going to with Sensei Kim. And I've come to this conclusion solely from their connection when he visited South Korea in that flashback, and a multitude of other reasons that I'll touch upon in a future theory video that I have planned. And although if that is the case, if Kreese does decide to team up with Sensei Kim, who's going to be left for students that are actually going to want to join? All the characters that we care about now, even the ones that we don't care about, like Kyler, are now all out of Cobra Kai, and they see everything that's been wrong with it in the past. So perhaps the students from Sensei Kim's dojo will be the new Cobra Kai, since the name of Cobra Kai will now be probably tainted in the valley. But although, as far as we know, South Korea is going to be fair game. As for Silver, he's gonna want his revenge, that's pretty obvious, and you best believe he isn't gonna be in prison for long. Kreese was able to get out in just a season's runtime, and he doesn't even have the money or the resources that Silver has, so we for sure haven't seen the last of Terry Silver. They may have stalled him for the time being, but you best believe he'll be back, and I really think he won't be going down without at least another fight, and they're gonna have to kill him to get rid of him for sure. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments section, what did you think of Cobra Kai Season 5 and specifically the finale? Also be sure to let me know all of your Season 6 theories upon watching Cobra Kai in its entirety. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You all know what to do next. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on this video so it can get pushed out to more and more people throughout the community and more people can find Strike First Media. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I got plenty more videos covering the entirety of Season 5 of Cobra Kai and Season 6 theories that you do not want to miss. Trust me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the kick-ass season that was Cobra Kai Season 5, and I will see you all in the next one.